Hello, my name is Dustin Ellsworth. I'll be talking to you about the new QuickStats function that can be used within the IRI workbench that's built on Eclipse, and this would be for IRI Veracity platform users. Um, the function takes in X and Y data values and auto-generates a report for you. So out of the X and Y values, you get this graph of the actual data points and a linear regression line that's been calculated. You get the equation to that line. You get an R-squared value to help you determine the quality of this trend line, whether it's something you would like to make decisions on or not, whether it doesn't conform well enough to your data. You also get X and Y data value analysis of the number of observations. You would want that to be the same, or you're gonna be off in your analysis. So the X and Y average values, and then standard deviations on X and Y. And for this analysis, looking for a correlation, these standard deviations aren't helping me, but in some instances that may be beneficial. Also, to go along with that would be confidence limits to gauge the quality of the standard deviation number you've come up with. So what we used for data here is a gumball and vending company. They wanted to see if there's any difference, if they sell more or less based on how full the machines are. If there's more gumballs or toys in the machines, do they sell more? And so they're looking for a correlation. So they did some testing, and they put 500 pieces in some machines and 250 pieces in others and 100 in some others. So we've got 720 total observations. So what we've done is defined this as the X column, the third column, and then the Y is the fourth column. So I'll show you what we used here. Let's jump into the IRI workbench, and we'll make a new project, IRI project. We'll call it IRI stats. Okay, now within this, you could either auto-generate a script using a wizard and then input this function into it, or write your own script, because currently the function isn't available within the wizard system itself. I'll show you the demonstration script and the source data that I just showed you there. The data, there we go, the same values, and then the script we used. So we took in this in document with all the values. We defined our X and Y of the source and the positions of those, the third and fourth columns respectively. And so then we report, and then the out file we have a field, and this is where our QuickStats function is used. So we just set this QuickStats function equal to something. There's no actual out file that comes out for this. We auto-generate the file within the function. So we just write NUL there to cancel this out, make sure that no blank lines come out and that kind of thing. If you're running this within another script, you could easily just run multiple out files. Just run this in its own out file. So we put in that source X and source Y data that we got in here, and then the third thing that we pass into the function is the file name that we want it to be called. So this will have appended to it at runtime the date and time down to the second. So whenever you're running a new script, you're auto-generating a new file. You're not going to have any overwriting issues. So this is as simple as it is. We just run the script, and we get our PDF document out, and here it is for us. So we've taken that data in, and it auto-generated this report. Clearly there's just visually we can see a correlation, but we have our numbers to go by. Our R-squared value is telling us that there's 94% correlation here. To me, that's a go-ahead to use this data to make some decisions. That's a good value for the R-squared. So clearly the more gumballs we put in the machine, or the more toys, the more is being sold. So this would be a go-ahead to fill those machines up, because you seem to be making more money that way. The flip side to this is how many gumballs you put in. Is there Is there an issue with too many gumballs? Do they start to go bad, or do they deteriorate somehow? So is there a negative to filling up more in the machines as well? So you'd balance that analysis with this and come up with just the right amount that you want to fill the machine up to not waste money but make the maximum profit. So that's just an example of how this analysis would help a company. Now this is the generic report. So if you want to modify it previous to running the report so it auto-generates a customized report, I'll show you how to do that. There's several steps to take to get this function running since it's not in a released version, and I'll talk about those on the blog and give you everything you need. But one of those things you need to do is create this repo project folder and place this repo.reportDesign file inside. I'll open that up to show you what it is. This opens up in the workbench, even though it's a BIRT, B-I-R-T, report design file, because BIRT is also run on top of Eclipse, so you can open it up within the same IRI workbench. This is a template to a report. So what it is when we run our function up here, we run our script. When it gets to here and it crunches the data, then we go down and we call this report, and we take the report template and we inject your analysis into that report template, and then we generate this PDF from it. So we do all that in the background, and there's no need to mess with anything unless you want the report to look differently. If you do want it to look differently, you can go in this repo.reportDesign file, and you see some unique names: chart11 chart, text11 text, text22 text. These are, you can see compared to this, here's the text11 text area, here's the text22 text area, and then the chart has its own unique identifiers that we use to inject the data. And then this title, chart11 chart, is where the file name goes with the date attached. So if we wanted to alter this really quickly, we could go into the chart and say take out the chart title, so that's not big and bold right at the top. And we'll shrink this up. Say the chart isn't as important to you, and you're going to send this report has to go to management. You just want it to look a little spiffier, a little more customized. We could add a better title, a more business-like title up top. So we'll go ahead and we'll put chart11 chart right here. So that's gonna, at runtime, that's gonna sub that file name that showed up right here. That's gonna sub that into that spot. So let's click OK. So here's our header. We'll go ahead and make that bold, and then we'll add an image in right over here. If you had to put a company logo or some other image in, this is how you do it. We'd actually embed it so it's in the PDF and not just a link. You do have to change some properties to get these things to sit right, but there are many tutorials about BIRT and how to get it to look exactly like you want it to look. So you could read over those tutorials and alter your file to, let's see, to look exactly how you want it. Just for instance. Okay, well, let's see what we've got here. Let's go ahead and save this. Now this saves this file, so we're going to come down and grab this file automatically. So we don't have to do anything but run our script to test the new template file. Alright, so our new file's in. So here's our new version. So if we wanted to add a title, things aren't exactly in line here, but you can work with the margins and borders, that kind of thing, to get it to look exactly how you'd like. So we started off with this, and we could change it so every time it's generated it has our logo and a certain title format with still our unique identifying name up top that's been replaced. So you can see how you could make this custom, make this unique to your company. And if you don't need parts, say you just don't need these XY values, you could just come down here and delete these. Customize as you'd like. The generic report, though, without doing any of this, you can run from the script in a split second without alteration. So if all you need is the data, then that's probably the way to go. So this QuickStats linear regression analysis function is just the beginning of what we would like to be a large library of functionality. So if anyone watching or Veracity platform users, anyone that uses CoSort scripts, if you have any ideas as to what kind of functionality you would like to see, we await your input. Leave us a comment or send us an email and let us know what we could do for you. We've got on the agenda nonlinear regression and cluster analysis, but also if you have non-numeric forms of data that you'd like analyzed, see what we could do in process in that respect as well. So thank you very much for listening. We look forward to hearing from you.